Welcome back for Game 2. The first pitch is popped up. Shallow left center field. Sosa arranging over to his left, and he can't make the catch. Grigo going for two now, heading towards third, and he's going to get there. So off the first pitch, Grigo skies it into left, and Sosa cannot come down with it. And because of that, Grigo shows off the wheels. He was running the entire time. And now he's over at third in the blink of an eye. This is Game 2 of a doubleheader between Post University and Wilmington. Robbie Johnson here breaking down all the action. This will be a 7-inning contest between these teams. Jack Martineau on the hill gets a swing and a miss from Cam Trago, so it's 0-1. Wilmington was wearing their away blacks in Game 1, and now sporting their away greens here in Game 2. Definitely an interesting move there. I haven't seen many teams do that. Usually if it's a warmer day outside and you have multiple uniforms, you'll go from darker to light. But today, they're changing things up. Although if I were them, I wouldn't change too much, especially after scoring 19 runs. Winning 19-14 if you're just joining us in Game 1. That one lasting a little over 3 hours and 20 minutes. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Trago went 3 for 5 with a walk in the last game. The 1-2. Just outside, 2-2. In that loss for Post, it was their first in CACC play. Now 10-1 in conference, 14-10 overall. Wilmington now 17-11 overall, 9-4 in conference. That fastball upstairs, so the count's full. Martineau now working from the stretch. The payoff pitch. Curveball lofted in the air, foul down the left field line, the right field line. Grigo off third, nobody out. And the pitch. High pop-up. Third base side. Everybody runs out of room. Martineau has the sign. 3-2 count, here it is. Just upstairs, ball 4. So Trago draws the walk. Now runners on the corners with nobody out. Martineau coming into this start 0-1 with a 7.62 ERA. That's in 13 innings pitched. He lobs it over to first. And that throw gets by the first baseman. And it's going to trickle down the right field line. Grigo scores easily. Over to third is Trago, and he slides in. Everybody safe, a run scores. A nightmare start for Post. They're down 1-0. On the first pitch of the game, Grigo popped it up to left. Dario Sosa could not come up with it. He dropped it. And then right there, a wild pickoff throw over to first. And that's how the first run has been scored. That fastball upstairs. So the count's 1-0. Tyler Perrung, the 3-hole hitter in this game. Fouls that off. So the count's 1-1. The 1-1. Line drive, center field. That drops for a base hit. It brings home Trago to make it a 2-0 Wilmington lead. And now Chase Fleming steps up to the plate. And what a game he had in Game 1. Trying to build off that. That fastball flutters up and away, 1-0. Fired over to first, not in time. Here's the 1-0. Curveball in there for a strike to throw down to first. Oh no, they called that a ball. Looked pretty good from here, but it was called a ball, so the count's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Hit and run action. That one fouled away, so it's 2-1. Long pause for Martineau. Here's the 2-1. Strike on the outside corner. Snap throw, not in time over to first, so the count's even at 2s. So Brian August has got to be happy with the way this game has started. Putting it in play and putting pressure on the defense. The 2-2. Chopper over to short. This could be 2. The flip to second for 1. On to first. In time for the 6-4-3 double play. And that was just what the doctor ordered for the Eagles. They desperately needed that one. So that double play makes it 2 down. That brings up Jose Armando Diaz. Turns away from that inside heater, so it's 1-0. Fastball at the letters for a strike. 1-1. Diaz with a 3-hit game in Game 1. One of the anchors in the middle of this Wildcats lineup. Here's the 2-1 offering. Curveball clips the inner half, so the count's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, top of the first. Wildcats already with a 2-0 lead here in Game 2. And the pitch. Up and in with the 4-seamer, so the count runs full. Here's the payoff pitch. Outside ball 4. So a 2-out walk dished out to Armando Diaz. And that brings up Sean Edevane. Was a pinch hitter late in Game 1. Now getting the nod here in Game 2. Out in center field. Takes a strike, 0-1. And that's what's so good about this Wildcats team. Especially over the last few years, they've had so much depth where they can go to 10, 15 guys and have 100% confidence in them pulling through and contributing, as that one is belted deep right center field. And that baby is gone right on key. Edevane with a bomb out to right center. It clears the fence by a lot. It's a 2-run shot to make it 4-0 Wilmington. Talking about bench players making contributions. Edevane did it with a splash on that one. Golfed it out of here. And that's not easy. 382 out in the gaps here. And Wilmington building off of last game with a 4 spot here in the first. And now a little pitching conference after a 2-0 hole that was dug by Martineau. Garrett Quinn moving up in the lineup just a little bit. Had a big 2-run double when the game was really close. Wilmington was making their comeback, and that made it 10-7 at that point. If you're just joining us, there was 12 unanswered runs that were scored by Wilmington after they were down 7-2 in the third. And it's deflating if you're on the Eagles side too. When you get out to that roaring start and you're doing it against high quality pitching, but then a team like Wilmington with so much depth, they're never out of the game. One of the best offenses in the CACC. Once they punch right back, it's not easy to try and keep clawing your way back into the game. And now already in a 4-0 hole, Wilmington trying to add to that. There's a 2-1 strike here to Garrett Quinn. That one upstairs. So it's 3-1. High fly ball, shallow left center in that Bermuda Triangle area. This time Rodriguez plucks it from the sky. That ends the inning. But a couple miscues resulted in a big inning for Wilmington. The big blow, a 2-run blast over the right center field wall. That was Sean Edevane. So we go to the bottom of the first. 4-0 Wilmington. Post coming to pick up the bats and take some swings in just a moment. Go at Municipal Stadium here in Waterbury, Connecticut. Wilmington already out with a 4-0 lead. Sean Edevane right on cue with a 2-run shot when Wilmington was already up 2-0. So Jesse Alfalo will lead things off for the Eagles. Facing off against Steve Shenning, the right-hander, who deals a curveball on the outside corner. So it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away, 0-2. Alfalo having a terrific 2025 campaign. His average up near 400 right now after a great game one. Stays alive as he spoils that curveball. It's Alfalo, Vega, Rodriguez, Rivera, Velasco, Roberge, Kelly, Valera, and Sosa for the lineup. That curveball bounced in the dirt, 1-2. And for Wilmington, the full lineup is Grigo, Trago, Perung, Fleming, Diaz, Edevane, Quinn, Classy, and Hernandez. The 1-2. Good pitch, but a better take. So the count runs even at 2s. The 2-2 delivery. Slow roller. Third base side. Quinn can't handle it, and Alfalo reaches safely. So sloppy play defensively on both sides to start. It's Quinn with the E5, and that'll bring up Rene Vega. Let's take a look at the rest of the defensive alignment here for Wilmington. From left to right, it's Trago, Edevane, and Grigo. From third to first, it's Quinn, Hernandez, Perung, and Fleming. Steve Shenning dealing to Nick Classy. Vega now ahead in the count, 1-0. Leaves that one upstairs, so it's 2-0. Vega went 2 for 6 in game one. Had an RBI single in the first inning. Leaves that low and inside, so it's 3-0. The 3-0. In there for a strike, snap throw. Not in time. So it's 3-1. Almost another wild pickoff throw, this time by Shenning. Upstairs, ball 4. So an E5 and a walk. And that puts runners on first and second with nobody out here for Demarius Rodriguez. Rodriguez playing center field in game 2. He's been swinging a hot bat as well. Took his walks and got hit a couple times in game 1. The 1-0. Home run swing there, but fouls it back to the back screen. So it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Scrapes the outside corner. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, runners off first and second. Nobody out, 4-0 Wilmington, and the pitch. Wave and a miss. Rodriguez, the first strikeout victim. So there's 1 away. Next up, Justin Rivera. Rivera playing third base once again in game 2. Had a multi-hit game in game 1. The total day 2 for 6 with 2 singles and 2 RBIs. Line drive off the end of the bat into left, sinking, and the catch is made by Trago for out number 1. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's out number 2. So 2 gone. That brings up Isaiah Velasco. Velasco catching in game 2. So with 2 runners on, trying to capitalize and chip into this deficit. Curveball in there for a strike, so it's 0-1. The 0-1. 1-1. Backdoor curve. Doesn't get the outside corner, so it's a 3-1 count here on Velasco. Runners take their leads off first and second. The 3-1. High fly ball, shallow left field, and it drops in for a base hit. That'll bring in Alfala. Over to third goes Vega. He's there in safely. And over to second with a little bloop job double is Isaiah Velasco. Credit him with the RBI to make it 4-1 now. Wilmington on top. So the tying run coming up to the plate here in Hayden Roberge. Roberge tugs that fastball low and away, 1-0. Roberge went 1 for 5 in game 1 with a hit by pitch. way ahead 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one nicks the outside corner. 2-1. The 2-1. Now a 3-1 count. So an RBI double already in this inning for Isaiah Velasco. It's a 4-1 game, and now Roberge gets plunked to load the bases. Jalen Kelly with a big opportunity here in the bottom of the first. Steve Schenning trying to collect himself. And now there will be a pitching conference. The entire infield will try and will their way out of this inning. And again, it hasn't been pretty for either side here to start. Wilmington capitalizing on a couple defensive blunders in the top of the first. Then Garrett Quinn booting a ball over at third to start the bottom of the first. And Post manufacturing a run after that. Here's the pitch. That one gets away from the catcher a little bit. Classy pounces on it. So he keeps Vega over at third. It's Vega at third, Velasco at second, and Roberge over at first. Here's the 1-0. Curveball floats on the outside corner, 1-1. The 1-1. Just below the knees, 2-1. That one up and inside, so a 3-1 count on Kelly. This game started at about 3:58 after about a 3-hour, 20-minute game one. And that one runs in and hits Kelly. It didn't get the bat. So Kelly, give him an RBI. As Vega touches home to make it 4-2 now, Post trails. Here's Harvey Valera. Tying runner in scoring position. There's a strike on the outside corner. And the Post dugout not enamored with the call. The 0-1. 0-2. Bases still packed with Eagles. 4-2 Wilmington. The pitch. Outside 1-2. Schenning deals. Hard ground ball up the middle, and it gets through for a base hit. That'll bring in 2, and we're tied at 4. Big time response for the Eagles. A 2 RBI single for Harvey Valera, and just like that, we're evened up at 4. Valera went 1 for 6 in game 1, and right off the bat, a great swing to rocket it up the middle and tie this baby up. So in the blink of an eye, it's back to an even game. Similar lines for both teams, 4-2-1 for Wilmington and 4-2-1 for Post. That already knocks Schenning out of the game, so we'll give you a pitching change in just a moment. Zach Frame on in relief already for Wilmington. He played center field in game 1 and now toes the rubber here in the second game of this doubleheader. And he'll face off against Dario Sosa, who will try and redeem himself after that dropped fly ball in the top of this inning. And that curveball's outside, so it's 1-0. The 1-0. 2-0 count. The 2-0 delivery. Low and inside, so it's 3-0. The 3-0. 4-pitch walk to Sosa, and the bases are juiced once again. So the Eagles have batted around, and it's back to Jesse Alfala. He reached on an E5 to start this rally. Now he sprays it out towards right center field, and it gets down for a base hit. That's going to clear the bases. Alfala going for 3. That's his second triple this doubleheader. 3 RBIs on that 3-bagger to make it 7-4 Post. An exclamation point there by Alfala to make it 7-4. An unbelievable turn of events. And that already knocks out Zach Frame, a new pitcher coming in. We'll let you know who it is in just a bit. The third pitcher already used here in the bottom of the first for Wilmington. This southpaw is Steven Mann. He'll try and get the final out of this inning. 11 runs combined, all of them unearned. And Rene Vega will come up after Jesse Alfala had a bases clearing triple in the right center gap. Mile high pop-up. This should do the trick. Fleming plucks it from the sky to end the frame. But a big 7 spot there for Post. The exclamation point, Jesse Alfala. A bases clearing 3-bagger to put Post up 7-4 as we go to the top of the second. nearly a 40-minute first inning, and it results in 11 unearned runs. Post up 7-4. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters for the Wildcats, starting with Nick Classy. A new pitcher in for Post University. It's Sebastian Velasquez, the sophomore right-hander from Valley Stream, New York. Big swing and a miss from Classy. 1-1. The 1-1. Up and away, 2-1. Velasquez 0-1 with a 5.4 ERA. He's done that in 13 1/3 innings of work. Working from the stretch, that one roped. Way foul. So it's 2-2. Two and two count on Classy. Off the end of the bat, rolled over to second. Vega. One gone. Next up is Justin Hernandez. Takes that above the letters, so it's 1-0. Hernandez did not play in Game 1. Playing shortstop here in Game 2. That one drops in there for a strike, so the count's even at ones. One-two count here on Hernandez. In there, strike three called. Two down. First strikeout of the day for Velasquez. And it's back to the top of the order with Brandon Grigo. He lofted the ball to left field, and Sosa lost it in the sun, and it clanked off his glove. That's what started the 4-run inning. Hard ground ball to first. Dug out by Roberge. Flips it to Velasquez, who steps on the bag. That ends the inning. So a much-needed 0 thrown up by Post as we go to the bottom of the second. They lead 7-4. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for post in the home half of the second. They have a 3-run lead. Still a 7-4 ball game. Demarius Rodriguez to start things up. Way outside 1-0. Rodriguez struck out swinging in the bottom of the first. Switch hitter batting righty against the lefty in this one. And he gets hit in the front of his leg. Hobbling back towards his dugout. And that didn't look good. Walking gingerly, trying to shake it off here. Been a lot of hit batsmen in this doubleheader. And that's the third one already for Wilmington in this one. Rodriguez leaning up against the dugout, trying to stretch it out. And it looks like he's going to be okay. Slowly jogging over to first. Out of all the hit by pitches today, that's the first one where somebody definitely felt it a little bit more. So Rodriguez now on first with nobody out. That brings up Justin Rivera. He elects to take that one for a strike, so it's 0-1. Rivera flew out to left, back in the first. Runner going. Pitch is high, throw to second. Hits Rodriguez. As if he's not getting banged up enough. So a 1-1 count on Rivera. Popped up. First base side. Catch is made by Perung. Not an easy play out towards that Bermuda Triangle. So that's the first out here in the bottom of the second. Next up, Isaiah Velasco. With 2 gone and runners on first and second, as the throw to second not in time. Velasco dumped a double down the left field line. That's what kept the inning alive. All 7 runs, again, were unearned, and they were scored with 2 outs. An incredible rally there for the Eagles. Velasco squares, drags it down the first base line, trying to win the race to the bag, but he's tagged out by Fleming. The job is done as Rodriguez advances to third. So the sacrifice bunt is successful. And now with 2 away, that brings up Hayden Roberge. Fastball dots the outer half, nothing in 1. Here's the 0-1. Another hit by pitch. That's 4 already in this game. At one point, I'm going to have to go through both scorecards, figure out how many hit by pitches there are today. My goodness. That puts runners on both corners for Jalen Kelly. Kelly, the DH, he was hit, trying to make the Wildcats pay. The 1-0. 1-1. The 1-1 scuffs the outer half, so the count's 1-2. One and two, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. 7-4 post here in the bottom of the second. Now 2-2. And the pitch. Kelly spoils that one. Man calmed the storm back in the first. Can he do it again here? Yes, he can. Swing and a miss. Kelly retired. So we're through 2 here at Municipal Stadium. The Eagles lead 7-4. Cam Trago to lead things off here in the top of the third. His team down 7-4. Facing off against Velasquez for the first time. Leaves that fastball up and away, 1-0. It'll be Trago, Perung, and then Fleming. Heart of the order here for the Wildcats. Couldn't hold up, so it's 1-1. And the pitch. Hard ground ball to second. Vega fields it, throws to first in time for the first out. So one quick out. Trago retired. Here's Tyler Perung. That one cracked out to center field and it drops for a base hit. A rocket off the bat of Perung. So he's on with a one-out base knock. Now 2 for 2 in the game. So here's Chase Fleming. Fleming bounced into a 6-4 3-twin killer back in the first. Takes it low and in, 1-0. Runner going, pitches up and in. The one-hop throw to second. The tag not applied in time. So a stolen base there for Perung. Fleming now digging in with a runner in scoring position. The 2-0. 3-0. If you're just joining us, Robbie Johnson here with the play-by-play commentary. Post leads Wilmington 7-4. As Velasquez checks on Perung. Wilmington took game 1 of this doubleheader. A 9-inning showdown. 19-14 was your final score. Yanked low and outside. So a walk to Fleming. Runners on first and second now with one away. Now here's Jose Armando Diaz. He walked in the first. Leaves that low and away. 1-0. Jose Armando Diaz with that Juan Soto-like swagger. Whenever he takes a pitch, you'll see him have a similar stare down to the pitcher. Definitely showing off the confidence in this one. And look out there. That hit by pitch knocked him to the dirt. He gets up pretty quickly. So hit batsman number 5 combined. And that loads the bases here for the Wildcats. And that brings up Sean Edvain. The starting center fielder for Game 2 launched a home run out towards right center field. It was a 2-run shot. What can he do here? Patient at that take, so it's 1-0. The 1-0. Way too high. 2-0. The Wildcats, they were down 7-2 in game 1. So no strangers to picking themselves right back off the mat. Velasquez being very careful here with Edvain. Now the count's 3-0. And just like that, a 4-pitch walk. Edvain give him his third RBI here in this game to make it 7-5 now post. So after the RBI base on balls, it'll bring up Garrett Quinn and result in a little pitching powwow. Quinn flew out to center, back in the first. That ended the frame. Now up with the bases packed and only one gone. Brian August loves the resilience of this team. They've always been one of the consistent squads in the CACC for years. They've built that reputation as that one is taken outside. So you know, no matter what, in these types of games, they're never going to go down easy. That one on the inside corner for a strike. So the count's 1-1. That one low. So the count's 2-1. And this is a pinch hitter too. It is Tristan Schoendienst. The 2-1. Strike on the inside corner. So the count's 2-2. The senior from Bel Air, Maryland. In a big spot here. 2-2 count, one away. Here's the pitch. Outside 3-2. Another payoff pitch. Here it comes. High fly ball. Left center field. Coming on Sosa, and it drops in front of him. It's a base hit. Everybody's safe. They move up a bag. It's another single and an RBI to make it 7-6 now post. Schoendienst right off the bench making an impact to pull his team within one. So a tough day out in left so far for Sosa. And that keeps the train moving. And that's a base hit out to right field. Classy is pumped. 2-run score. Bobbled out in right field. Classy going for 2, and he'll get there. Edvain advances to third on the play. It's a 2-run single for Nick Classy. Wilmington has regained the lead. It's 8-7. And that'll bring up Justin Hernandez. Strike on the outside corner. So Classy, the 2-run single, then advances to second on the E9. One and one. This team never says die. And what a back and forth affair this whole doubleheader has been. Hernandez squares. lays it down. And Velasquez will just get the out at first, but he can't even get that as the throw is low and it can't be dug out over there by Roberge. Another run scores, 9-7 Wildcats. Back to the top of the order with Brandon Grigo. So Hernandez reaches. It was an E1. And here's Brandon Grigo. He's 0 for 2 in this one. Towering fly ball down the right field line, giving chases Valera. He runs out of room. The 0-1 delivery. There's a strike. Runner going to second. The throw not in time. It bounces away and allows another runner to score. 10-7, Wilmington leads. So the count now 0-2 on Grigo. Velasquez deals. Check swing and he fouls it off. You just can't make this up right now. Here's the 0-2. Line drive down the right field line. It's a fair ball. A runner will score. Grigo showing off the wheels. And he gets into third safely. This dude is unreal. Another three-bagger. And Wilmington takes an 11-7 lead. After conceding 7 runs in the bottom of the first, the Wildcats said, why not? Let's put up 7 of our own. And they lead by 4. We'll see if this is it for Velasquez. As the entire infield huddled around the mound. Trago will step up to the plate for the second time as well in this inning. He started with a bouncing ball out over towards second. So Velasquez is done. The new pitcher coming into this game. We'll mention him in just a bit. It's Logan Pulatano, a 2.76 ERA in 16 1/3 innings pitched thus far. This is his 10th appearance. 6 runs surrendered on 13 hits, 5 of them earned. He's got 6 base on balls and 9 strikeouts. So the right-hander will try and get them out of this disastrous inning. Again, game 2 is only 7 innings. The first game was 9. And we will play all 7 no matter what. So if this result holds, Wilmington will sweep the doubleheader and have good vibes going back to Delaware, but a lot more baseball left to be played. Grigo goes back to third. Trago will try and drive him in. And there's still only one out. Tries to lay a bunt down but pulls back. 1-0. The 1-0 delivery. High drive, deep center field. Rodriguez going back, still going back, and it one hops up against the wall. Grigo scores easily. Into second goes Cam Trago with a booming RBI double. 12-7 Wilmington. He went dead central with that one, and that brings up Tyler Perung. So it doesn't get any easier here for the Eagles. The throw to second, not in time. So Pulatano, not the greatest greeting to his outing here. A weird carom off that low pitch, and that allowed Trago the easily scamper to third. Very fortunate that that pitch didn't redirect more up the first base line. That could have allowed Trago to get two bags. On the inside corner, 1-1. Perung squares, lays it down, and it's a beauty. The throw is in time over to first. Almost looked like it went up the line. But another bunt in a beauty. Drives in Cam Trago. Perung does his job and makes it 13-7 Wilmington. That brings up Chase Fleming. Fouls that away, so the count's 0-1. The 12th batter of this inning. And it's smacked up the middle for a base hit. So Fleming laces a base hit to center to put a runner on first with two away. Here's Jose Armando Diaz. Diaz has been rocking the shades in the left-handed batter's box this entire doubleheader. Looking to make some more noise here in this plate appearance. And boy does he, that one roped out to right. But right there is Valera to pluck it from the sky, and that ends the frame. But the damage has certainly been done. A 9 spot for the Wildcats here in the top of the third. And it was a little bit of everything. Some small ball, some gap to gaps, and a little booming power with a dead central shot and an RBI double there from Cam Trago. So 9 runs to make it 13-7 Wilmington as we head to the home half of the third. 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Eagles. It's Valera, Sosa, and back to the top with Jesse Alfala. Valera reached and scored back in the first. He had a big 2-run single to tie the game up at 4. And it looks like there's something on the glove hand. That they're trying to take off. So Stephen Mann, he was out there. There was something on his wrist that the umps wanted to take a look at. So they handled that. And that'll allow Valera to step back into the batter's box. 2-0 count here on Valera. And the pitch. Fouled back 2-1. Again, a great job by the grounds crew to get this field ready for 2 games. A lot of rain yesterday, as that one is skied high in the air, deep left center. Trago going back. He's there in front of the warning track. And there's one away. Valera's retired. Here's Dario Sosa. Sosa walked in his first at bat. Takes it outside 1-0. The 1-1 delivery. Hello. Might have slipped just a little bit.
Yeah, it's been doing that. It's the wind.
So after that pitch, it's 2-1. Here it comes. Attacking the zone once again. Now it's 2-2. Count even at 2s. Here against Sosa. 3-2. Here's the 3-2. Did that hit Sosa? I mean, it doesn't matter either way. He takes the free pass. But it looked like something redirected there. So Sosa reaches once again. Back to the top with Jesse Alfala. And he smacks another one. This one a base hit into left center. Bobbled out in center. Sosa will stay over at second. But what a clinic Alfala's putting on here in this doubleheader. Just after a bases clearing triple, another barreled up baseball. So that puts runners on first and second with one away. Pitches low to Vega, so the count's 1-0. Vega 0 for 1 with a walk. That one drilled deep down the left field line, but it's foul. Vega's been showing off the pop here in this doubleheader. Just missing a couple balls in game one. And still with 2 hits in that first game. Did that get the shirt? Yep. Vega got clipped. So the bases are loaded once again. And at one point, I promised you guys, one of my little side projects here is finding out how many hit batsmen are in this doubleheader. It's been unreal. That pitch outside, 1-0. And it's a pinch hitter for a post. It's Randy Geraldo, freshman outfielder. The 1-0. 2-0, a golden opportunity for him. From Providence, Rhode Island, attended Mount Pleasant High School. And a nice hitter's count here. 3-0. That's a strike, so it's 3-1. So it's been 14 hit batsmen. I just found that out. 14 combined thus far, as that 3-1 pitch is fouled back. So it's 3-2. Not exactly normal, if you ask me. But it's been that type of day. Offense, offense, offense. And the Eagles knocking on the door right here. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big punch out there for Mann. And there's 2 away. So it looks like that hit by pitch of Rodriguez earlier in the game might have banged him up enough where they wanted to rest him the rest of this one. Justin Rivera stepping up to the plate, takes it outside, 1-0. This might be the biggest spot in this game for Post to try and chip away and come back into this one. 1-0 count on Rivera. 2-0. the 2-0 offering. High fly ball, left field, Trago sprinting back, still going back, and it drops by the center fielder and it rolls to the wall. That's going to clear the bases, and just like that, the lead is cut in half for Wilmington. It's 13-10. That ball was up there forever. It looked like Trago had a beat on it, but Edevane came over to try and make the play, but he couldn't get there in time. It's a bases clearing double. That was exactly what Post needed. And now Wilmington is going to go to the pen once again. The Wildcats hanging on by a thread here at Municipal Park. John McAllister, the new wing for the Wildcats. After that bases clearing double by Justin Rivera, Isaiah Velasco will now step up for Post. Four-seamer outside, 1-0. That ball just a little low. The snap throw not in time, so the count's 2-0. Velasco 1 for 1 with a sac bunt. Again, that RBI double back in the first. Now it's 3-0. And what's been really impressive so far in this game for Post, all their runs coming with 2 outs. The 3-0 delivery. Upstairs, ball 4. So a free pass issued to Velasco. Puts runners on first and second now with 2 away. Next up, Hayden Roberge. Curveball a little high, so it's 1-0. Not every day you see all 10 runs in a game from a team scored with 2 outs. Can they add to that? And Roberge, he's clipped. Another hit by pitch, and the bases are loaded. Bringing up Jalen Kelly. Kelly was hit in the first, and he struck out swinging in the third, also scored back in the first. Takes it upstairs, 1-0. The 1-0. High fly ball. Right field, Grigo. Under it, and he makes the catch, and that ends the inning. But Post is slowly coming back. They get 3 more runs off the bat of Justin Rivera. A bases clearing double with 2 away. Now they're down 13-10 as we go to the top of the 4th. To the 4th inning we go in Game 2 of a doubleheader between Wilmington and Post University. It's a CACC matchup. Wilmington took Game 1. The Wildcats up in Game 2, 13-10. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1 here to Sean Edvain. Takes that low. 1-1. Edvain, a 2-run shot back in the first, and he walked and scored in the third. 2-1. That third inning, 9 runs put up by Wilmington. A total of 12 runs combined for both teams. Swing and a miss. So it's 2-2. Two is low and inside, 3-2. The payoff pitch, way outside ball 4. Leadoff walk issued to Edvain. The throw over to first, not in time. Tristan Schoendienst up for a second time today. He squares. Rivera creeping in from third. Another pickoff attempt over at first. He squares, lays it down. Fielded by Politano, flips it to first. The out recorded, but the job is done. So Schoendienst advances Edevane into scoring position. That'll bring up Nick Classy. Bounced in the dirt. Great block by Velasco, so it's 1-0. The 1-0. Politano steps off the mound. Outside 2-0. High pop-up down the left field line, and it drops into the post bullpen. Two-one count on number 21 for the Wildcats. Edevane over in scoring position. Short lead over at second. Belted deep center field. Rodriguez racing back. Turned around and he can't get it. Edevane being waved around third. He'll score as it's an RBI double for Nick Classy. Wilmington responds. They lead 14-10. Another multi-hit game for Nick Classy. He continues to rake, and that brings up Justin Hernandez. That one drops in there for a strike, 0-1. Inside 1-1. Upstairs 2-1. Swing and a foul tip. So the count is 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. One away in the top of the fourth. Wildcats lead the Eagles 14-10. And a wave and a miss retires Justin Hernandez for out number 2. And now we're back to the top of the order here with Brandon Grigo. Right down the middle with the four-seamer, 0-1. That pickoff throw clanks off the glove, but it redirects right to Vega. Alfala couldn't handle that four-seamer over to second. Pulatalo comes set. Hard ground ball over to first. Gobbled up by Roberge, flips it to first. And that'll end the inning. Pulatano steps on the bag. 3.5 innings in the books. Wilmington adds another to make it 14-10. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Wilmington leads 14-10. A new pitcher in for the Wildcats. As the first pitch is popped up. First base side, Fleming in foul territory, backpedals and makes the one-handed catch for the first out. It's Liam Logang, the graduate pitcher from Parkland, Florida, who's now hurling it for the Wildcats. He transferred from Nova Southeastern and is now a marketing major at Wilmington. That one inside to Dario Sosa. So it's 1-0. Harvey Valera, the first batter retired in this inning. The 1-0. Way outside 2-0. Deep breath in for Logging. Here's the 2-0, and it's bounced in the dirt, so it's 3-0. The 3-0. Heater upstairs, ball 4. 1 out walk for Darius Sosa. Jesse Alfala now up 4 post. What a doubleheader he's had. He has had a terrific 2 games here for the Eagles. He leaves that upstairs 1-0. The 1-0. 1-1. The 1-1. 1-2. Alfala 4 for 7 in this doubleheader. Down 1-2. Here's the pitch. Hard ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Trago lobs it in, and the hot day continues for Alfala. That's hit number 5 combined. Now runners on first and second here with 1 away. Rene Vega now up with 2 ducks on the pond. Leaves that for the Worms 1-0. And a strike. The 1-1. Good frame, but a little off the edge, so it's 2-1. Long pause here for Logan. The 2-1. High drive. Right center field, giving chase is Grigo. He's there to make the catch. Tagging from second is Sosa. He gets the third standing up. So there's 2 away and runners on the corners. Manny Contreras is now batting 4 post. Again, it's in Demarius Rodriguez's spot. He's got 2 runners on. Here it comes. Curveball in there for a strike 0-1. Here's the 0-1 delivery. The 1-1. Runner going. Curveball. There's a strike. The throw to second. Not in time. So that puts another runner in scoring position. It's a 2-1 count here on Contreras. Makes that run that Wilmington scored in the top half of the inning that much more important. The 2-1. Little check swing, excuse me. Little blooper foul, so it's 2-2. One ball, two strikes, two away, bottom of the fourth. Runners off second and third. Post down by 4, here it comes. Fastball yanked low and away. So it's 2-2. The break-even offering. Contreras putting up a heck of a fight. A base hit would do wonders for this team. The 2-2. High fly ball, right center field. Grigo racing back. He's there. And he makes the basket catch. That ends the inning. Contreras put a good swing on it. But Grigo too fast out there in the gap. We're through 4. You're at Municipal Stadium. It's 14-10 Wilmington. Top of the 5th. You're at Municipal Stadium. 14-10 Post trails. Cam Trago to lead things off, followed by Tyler Perung and Chase Fleming. A steamer over to first, blocked by Contreras, and he steps on the bag for the first out. Contreras now at first, and Sosa moves over to center. Randy Giraldo now playing right field for the Eagles. Pulatano floats a curveball right down the middle, so it's 0-1. The 0-1, that one spun outside, 1-1. laced into right center field. That drops for a base hit. It's going to skip all the way towards the warning track and hit the wall. Perung going for 3, and he gets there, sliding in safely. And they're questioning whether Perung touched first base. The umpires say he did, so Perung made a little dirt angel after the slide. He's in third with a triple. An absolute rocket. And now Chase Fleming with an RBI opportunity. Infield in for the Eagles. Usually at this time of year, it's more difficult for the bats to get going as you're trying to see more and more pitching. That has not been a problem today. Popped up first base side. Contreras runs out of room. Pulatano has the sign. Misfires, so it's 2-1. The 2-1. Great hitters count here for Fleming. And the pitch. Fouled back 3-2. Full count, 1 out. Runner on third. Wilmington leads by 4. Pulatano set. The pitch. Wave and a miss. That's a big punch out for the Post Eagles, and now there's 2 away. Here's Jose Armando Diaz. He's 0 for 1. In this one, he's walked twice, though, and barreled up a baseball to right center that was run down by Valera. Hard ground ball to first. Contreras eats it up. He says, "I got it." And that ends the inning. A big 0 thrown up by Post as we go to the bottom of the 5th. A little work to do, but 14-10 is your score. 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for post in the bottom of the fifth. It's a 14-10 ball game. If you're just joining us, Robbie Johnson here giving you all the action. Fastball up and away, 1-0. Rivera had a bases clearing double in his last at bat. It was a towering fly ball that nobody could run down. Edvain and Trago almost ran into each other out there near the warning track. Two-0 was a high pop-up. Right side of the infield. Fleming makes the catch for the first out. So Isaiah Velasco will step up. He's 1 for 1 with a sac bunt, an RBI double, and he walked in his last at-bat back in the fourth. Swing and a miss, 0-1. The 0-1. Up and away, 1-1. Curveball clips the knees. So it's a 1-2 count on Velasco. Here's the pitch. Now 2s for the count. Slow chopper. Logan fires. And they get him. Great job of fielding his position there to get the second out. It's a 1-3 putout in your scorecard. Not an easy play to range that far off the mound and fire it over to first to get a speedy Velasco. Here's Hayden Roberge. Off the outer black, so it's 1-0. The 1-0. 1-1. Cuts and misses. So the count's 1-2. And what's crazy about this game for Roberge, he's been hit every single time he's stepped up to the plate. 3 hit by pitches. Looking for a little bit of variety here. And the pitch, that's popped up. Down the right field line, giving chase Grigo. And it lands in foul territory. I'm sure at this point, too, he just wants to make it out of this one without any bumps and bruises. Not easy to deal with, but handling it like a champ. One-two count. 2 away in the frame. Nice eye by Auberge. Here's the 2-2. In on the hands, and he fights it. So the count's still 2-2 after he fights it off. Jalen Kelly on deck. And what do you know? Another hit by pitch. And you can see the frustration right there. 4 hit by pitches for Auberge today in Game 2. And he was hit once in Game 1 as well. So he's been hit 5 times today. My goodness. Nice block as Classy pounces on it. So Jalen Kelly, he's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch in this one. Bounce in the dirt. It gets away from Classy. Over to second goes Auberge. And a little pitching conference at the mound for the Wildcats. If the Eagles are going to try and win it for anybody here, it's got to be the man at second base, who's been battling this the entire game, trying to dodge every possible pitch that comes at him. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Jalen Kelly. Popped up. Fleming, backpedaling, makes the catch on the outfield grass, and that ends the inning. So no runs are scratched across for Post. We're through 5. They're down 14-10. Sean Edevane kicking things off in the 6th. Wilmington leads 14-10. First pitch swinging, mile-high pop-up. Left side of the infield. Basket catch is made by Rivera. One pitch, one out. One gone. Here's Tristan Schoendienst. Leaves that upstairs, so it's 1-0. The 1-0. Fouled back 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Skipped in the dirt, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 offering. That one sails up and inside, so it's 3-1. The 3-1. Maybe 5 balls today? I don't know. We've seen everything today, so I wouldn't expect anything less. As that one is a swing and a foul tip. So the count runs full. Here's the 3-2. Yanked outside, ball 4. Maybe ball 5, we'll never know. Next up is Nick Classy. Classy a 2-for-3 performance in game 2. Clubs that one out to deep right center. But the catch is made by Sosa for out number 2. Schoendienst retreats back to first, and that brings up Justin Hernandez. Big lead at first. Pulatano. Couple looks over and then fires. Runner going. Pitches low and outside. And an easy swiped bag. Huge lead over there. And Schoendienst got to second with ease. Hernandez an opportunity to add some insurance. Takes a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Nice block by Velasco, 2-1. After this doubleheader, A little hiatus here for Wilmington before their next game. They play on the 8th at Citizens Bank Park. So they play at the Phillies home field on April 8th. Taking on Westchester. That will be pretty cool. Humpback line drive on one hop over to first. High throw. But Contreras comes back down on the bag in time. And Hernandez stepped on his back foot. Contreras is down. So we got stepped on, but it looks like he's okay. Those are never fun. But that ends the inning. 5.5 innings in the books. Good job by Post to keep Wilmington off the scoreboard there. 14-10 as we go to the bottom half. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th here at Municipal Stadium. 14-10. Wilmington leads Post. So Post will have to get something going quickly. The shade starting to come over the infield. Bouncing ball over to short. Deep in the hole. The long throw to first in time for Hernandez. 1 pitch, 1 out. Valera is out. Next up, Dario Sosa. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Curveball yanked outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Bounce in the dirt, 2-1. Hello. Did that hit him? Yes, it did. I wish I could say I was shocked. Another hit by pitch as Sosa trots over to first. And now it's back to the top of the order with Jesse Alfala. 5 hits in this doubleheader. Let's see what he does here. Big hack there, comes up empty, so it's 0-1. Oh, 0-1 is taken inside, so it's 1-1. Doesn't like that one. It's off the outside corner, but a strike is called, so the count's 1-2. The 1-2. Popped up, shallow right, Grigo. Camped under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Two gone, here's Rene Vega. He's walked, he popped up to first, hit by a pitch, and then flew out to right, most recently back in the bottom of the 5th. Good leave there, so it's 1-0. The 1-0. 2-0. It's moments like these where if you're post, you've been at the ballpark for nearly 12 hours, got to muster up whatever energy and motivation you have to try and come back into this one. Fouled away, so it's 2-1. And with the ups and downs of this doubleheader, certainly not easy. Had pretty sizable leads in both games before Wilmington continued to storm back. Bounce in the dirt, Classy couldn't find it, so Sosa reaches second. And the pitch. Upstairs for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning and runners are on first and second. Manny Contreras. Smoked one out to right, but Grigo stole an extra base hit from him. Classy has been working really hard back there. A great job of keeping the ball in front of him. Two and 0 count. Now on Contreras. If he reaches, the tying run will come up to the plate. 2-1. And the pitch. Line drive right field, Grigo racing back, and it's over his head. It rolls to the wall. 2 runs will score. A big 2-run double for Manny Contreras. And just like that, it's 14-12 Wilmington. All 12 runs in this game have come with 2 outs. So nothing new there. Contreras, a double and 2-run score on it. And now a pitching change is made by Wilmington. Unbelievable. So the Wildcats will make a pitching change. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. Tyler Reinert now working on the mound for the Wilmington Wildcats. The redshirt sophomore, and he's a Wilmington, Delaware native. Uh-oh, the throw to second. Oh, and he gets back by the hair on his chinny chin chin. Almost a costly mistake there by Contreras, but no harm done. Justin Rivera, a bases clearing double already in this game. The Eagles didn't like that strike call, but it's 0-1. And now they want a little conference. We'll see what's going on here. I don't know what they would talk about. But it certainly adds a little drama to it. The tying run up at the plate for the Eagles. They're down 14-12. There have been 59 total runs scored in this doubleheader. The Eagles looking to add to that tally to have any hope at splitting this doubleheader. After that hiatus, here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. Low and outside, 2-1. The dugout's starting to get amped up here on the third base side. The 2-1 bouncing ball just fouled down the left field line. So it's 2-2. Count even at twos. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. 14-12 Wilmington. Here it comes. Great leave, and the count runs full. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Big time punch out. And that keeps Post 2 runs down after 6 innings of play. They cut the deficit in half, but Post down 14-12 as we go to the top of the 7th. The new pitcher for Post in the top of the 7th is Dalton Wright, the sophomore right-hander from Windsor Locks. They'll try and keep the deficit at 2. 14-12 is the score, but he'll have to do it against the dangerous top of the order, starting with Grigo. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Grigo, Trago, and then Perung. One and one. The 1-1. Leaving that for the Worms, 2-1. Just a little low, so it's 3-1. Low and outside, ball 4. A dangerous leadoff walk surrendered by Dalton Wright. And it looks like a pinch hitter is coming in. Sean Glatz will now take some swings here for Wilmington. Glatz is a senior outfielder. He squares the bunt. Right back to the pitcher right. Over to first in time. The sacrifice is successful. Glatz moves Grigo into scoring position with one away. Here's Tyler Perung. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Perung is 3 for 4 in this one. Another bunt attempt, and the strike is called. Perung didn't pull back quick enough. Count at 1-2. If you're just joining us, this doubleheader has been absolutely insane. Two and two is the count. Velasco couldn't find it, but hops on it, preventing Grigo from moving another bag. So he doesn't move another 90 feet. Count is even at 2s. Here's the pitch. Just inside, 3-2. The payoff pitch. Chopper over to short. The throw across the diamond in time. Good stretch by Contreras. Grigo advances to third. There's 2 away. Chase Fleming. An opportunity to add some insurance. Takes a curveball off the outside corner, 1-0. Bounce in the dirt, 1-1. Oh, excuse me, the count's 2-0. 2-0 count here on Fleming. Two and one. Here's the pitch. Below the knees, so the count at 31. Line drive center field. Sosa is there to make the catch. So Post gets that big 0 in the top of the 7th. They're down 14-12. Does Coach Skold's team have a rally in their bones? Stay tuned to find out. 1-0 count here on Isaiah Velasco as we're in the bottom of the 7th. 14-12 Wilmington leads. Don Murata looking for a second save of this doubleheader in his 3rd of the year. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back, so it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Good eye from Velasco, so it's 2-2. The break-even delivery. Wave and a miss. 1 away. And here comes Hayden Roberge. Again, 4 times he's been hit in this doubleheader. 3 times in this game alone. And let's see if some history can be made here. And hopefully it just doesn't happen. 0-1 count. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. The record for getting hit in a game is 4 times, according to the NCAA record books. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Popped up. Hernandez makes the catch. Post down to their final out, and no history will be made. Roberge. I'm so glad for you, man. I'm so happy that you don't have to do that ever again. Jalen Kelly. Now up with 2 outs, nobody on. Strike 1. The Eagles' designated hitter, 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. And now the Eagles down to their final strike. (14-12) Wilmington. 0-2 count, 2 away. And the pitch. Fouled off, so it's still 0-2. The 0-2 on the outside corner, strike 3, and Wilmington secures the doubleheader sweep here at Municipal Stadium. Murata with 2 saves on the day, and he made it look easy. Wilmington, they're now 10-4 in conference play with 2 big victories. The Eagles 10-2 in the CACC, still at the top of the North Division. But a statement made by Brian August's club, and now they'll have a little break before their next game at Citizens Bank Ballpark. And Post will try and recollect themselves and get back on track soon. But a crazy doubleheader here in Waterbury. 59 total runs in these 2 games. A lot of hit by pitches, a lot of crazy moments, big time hits. So both teams left it all on the field, but it's Wilmington that comes up with both victories. In Game 2, your final score 14-12. This is Robbie Johnson signing off from Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll hopefully see you very, very soon for some more CACC action of Post University.